Welcome back to the Journey Podcast. My name is Manzi Mbaya, and you are listening to the number one podcast in the country. And nakundi byagenda niko bigomba kugenda. Guys, I have a very special guest in this episode, and I am very humble that you gave me your time and you came to the studio.
Thank you. Wow.
So I'm gonna take some time to welcome you. So guys, I have Babu Joe in the house.
Ooh,
Babu is not only a celebrity but also a comedian that I respect a lot. And let me give you maybe space for you to introduce yourself to our followers and listeners listening to Journey Podcast. Welcome, my brother.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for welcoming me.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to the Journey Podcast, man, peace out to you, man.
Big up to yourself.
Big up to yourself, wherever it is that you are in the world. My name is Babu, as he mentioned, he being a wonderful host. Manzi Mbaya himself. Why do you call yourself baddest, though?
I mean, I'm the baddest in this game, bro.
Yeah, bad in a good way or bad, just bad?
Just bad as sick. As good as creative.
Yeah, you know? Man, sick is bad, man. Sick is corona, man. Crazy.
I mean, that's what I have been telling you.
Yeah.
Being an artist is the best excuse of being crazy. And you have to be crazy to be an artist anyways.
Yeah,
it's
man.
Connected.
So Babu is my name. I am a stand-up comedian. Among other things, I'm an artist. I like to say that I'm an artist because I do a lot of stuff. But many people know me because of comedy. A lot of people. I think my comedy outshone my other talents for now.
Yeah.
But I started out theater, music, being an artist, producing, playing some instruments as well, and doing comedy and perform. Yeah, I'm just an artist. And I'm learning other things as well.
Exactly.
So yeah,
and doing rap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, rap. Rap, singing, and because I'm not really that good of a singer, but when you have auto tune nowadays, you can do a lot of things.
Exactly, man.
So I try to be the best artist that I can. And right now in my career, actually with COVID coming in, I'm trying to rediscover maybe parts of myself that I had put on the shelf.
Yeah.
So I'm just
bring them back
and trying them back on. I'm like, this looks good on me. Yeah, I can be a rapper again. I can be a producer. I can produce for other people. I have produced for other people. Yeah. So yeah. So Murimache, the more we go on, more my talents will just keep on unraveling and unpacking themselves and showing them. I promise you, man. By the time we're ending this journey, you'll have gotten a taste at least of what Babu is,
my pleasure. And that's why I brought you here to the Journey Podcast, Yeah, I'm so excited to start this journey with you. And before starting this journey, let's go way back.
Do you need passports though?
No,
this is a good.
I think the passport is just to be an artist and a creative person. To be honest.
And then it means right both. Now I have the passport and the visa and everything.
Exactly.
So let's go, man. Let's go.
You are a resident.
Let's travel.
All right. So before we start our journey, because I'm wondering, how do we know each other? By the way, how do we met when we go back in time?
It's like close to 9-10 years, man. I think. Right, like 2010, 2009, 2010. Of course, there was this buzzing dancing scene. Dancing was way big back in the day. I don't know, man. It was bigger
I talked to is saying that. How was it that
big? I don't know, man. And how did it stop being that big as well? I don't know, because I always thought that at least in the youth or whatever, like dancing is always going to be that thing. It's gonna be crazy. And I remember Chaji, there was this thing called American Best Dance Crew, ABDC.
Yeah.
And I think that also influenced a lot of the Rwandan youth. And besides just doing stuff that they were seeing, they're also creating super moves and groups.
Yeah.
And doing shows, just dance shows, man. Yeah. Filling up, the thing is, it was crazy. I remember one time we were doing shows at Isho.
Yeah, in Kachiru,
and it was this art space, Issue Art Center. It was an art center. They had a library, they had a dance studio, they had a hall, theater hall, basketball court, and it was just a place for the youth. Nice center. You go there if you're an artist. I met my fellow comedians from the comedy nights over there. We were doing shows over there. I met you guys over there. A lot of
Actually,
artists.
let's talk about that. Because you talking about that, I
Yeah.
just remember it. That's when we met, me and you. Because
Exactly,
I
yeah.
remember meeting Arthur Rutura, and also I was doing a dance workshop there. That was my first dance workshop there.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when I met Arthur, he was with you and Michael.
That was Kina Festival or something, right? With kids? Was it the festival with kids?
No, it was before.
what?
It was. I think it was just in rehearsals.
In
you
rehearsals,
guys-
yeah,
you
yeah,
guys-
yeah.
That was like the beginning of comedy night. Because
True.
I think that when Arthur and everyone, you guys were coming as comedians, because here comedy was not something people are used to, because there was Kanyombia, but he was only in
the
theater,
movies,
in the movies,
yeah,
on
true that,
television,
on screen.
yeah, on screen.
True that.
But stand-up comedy, you guys brought stand-up
True,
comedy in
true.
Rwanda.
Yeah, shout out to Tom. Maybe he did it, also like on a bigger level.
Yeah.
But it happened once, and it happened on a nice level. Every time I meet him, I tell him, I'm like, yo, thank you for doing that. Because we are also doing our own comedy shows for, small amounts of people, like 20 people, 15 people coming in the show.
Yeah.
But this guy did it for the president and a whole lot of government officials sitting there. They had it all on camera and was doing stand-up, and people were laughing, and the president himself was laughing. And we're like, you see, it can work.
Yeah.
You see that? We are not crazy. We are not stupid. A lot of people are like, what? I remember there's this guy called Jerome. He was the manager at the time. He was a very good theater actor and whatever, but when he came to comedy, he's like, me, I'll just go to managing and whatever. I think that's where I see my career.
Yeah.
After that, but the family, man, they were against this artistic life. They were all about go to school, get a degree, get a diploma, get a degree, get a job, and get the hell out of our house.
And marry.
See, marry. That's your job.
Because I can imagine your parent maybe realizing comedian
What?
making people laugh. So you're gonna make money for making people laugh.
Exactly. Yeah. And now even leave alone our parents, man, because Jerome's parents were very crazy. We used to go to their house. He's like, yo, come, let's have lunch.
Yeah.
We go there with the Arthurs, the Michaels, everybody's there. Having lunch, everything is going well until the father comes inside. When he comes inside, it's war, bruh. Get out! Who are these people? These are the ones.
Are these the ones influencing you?
You see that? Yeah. These are the ones spoiling my kids. I don't want to see them. Look at them. He's kicking everybody out. We are in the middle of eating.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is going on? He's saying, no, the mother comes, whatever. Now, if you are new somewhere,
Yeah.
you're a guest. And then the parents just start wilding out, and it's some family beef going on. It's just crazy. You don't know how to act because you're just a new person there. So me, I was just even younger than all of them.
Exactly.
I was still very, very young, and I think I was 16 at the time.
Yeah.
And when everybody was saying God, and then he saw me. Jerome's dad saw me.
Yeah.
And it's like, look at this baby. Look at this kid. You are spoiling the life of this kid. Who are you guys? Oh my goodness, of this kid. Do you think life is theater? You think life is comedy? You think life is funny? Life is hard out here. This comedy thing is BS. Bullshit.
Yeah.
And man, it became a huge scandal at the time. But right now, actually in 2016 when we had our TV show, he was the one who was the most proud because other people started to tell him, people that he knew, people that he respected, like, oh, I'm seeing your kids on TV, the other boys who used to be here, I see them every time. Oh, I've seen them in this advert, I've seen them in whatever. Wow, these guys are doing crazy thing, man. How? But he's smart, right? He's not ignorant. He's not stupid. He might have been ignorant, but he wasn't stupid.
Exactly.
Ignorance can be fixed. When you realize that you are ignorant. But stupidity is when you there's no coming back from that.
There's no
so
cure.
there's exactly. So he realized that he was wrong, and there's actually something there that we were right all along, and then he started supporting us, and it was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, man. But taking back to where we met, I entered Issue Arts Center one time with we were playing PlayStation.
Yeah.
Kwajiri Berry. I don't know if you know, there was like a room behind the stage. You see where the stage was and where the people were?
Yeah.
There was
there was
a room.
like a room close to the behind the scene.
Exactly. So we were in that room.
Yeah.
Playing PlayStation, and we used to go there, do rehearsals and whatever. But at that night, I think there was a dance show. We kept hearing people shouting, screaming. Man, we're like, what the hell is going on? So we get out and we find the hall is packed.
Yeah.
We're like, when did this happen? Everyone there under 17.
Yeah.
Everyone in that hall. And there's like 300 people.
Yeah.
We look out, dancing. People are just dancing. They're dancing.
Which show was that?
Dancing. It was just some show. That's the thing. I did not know, man. I think it's all about dance. I think. Yeah. So different crews went there. Different crews. Some Chico Winnie went up there. I'm like, we know Winnie. She started doing some spoken word.
I think that was maybe It's All About Dance by 6 City season 1 maybe.
So after that, that's the first time I saw that there's this whole dance scene that I did not know about.
Yeah.
And it's like people my age that are doing it. Yeah. And I totally don't know anything about it. And anyway, the show ends, and a couple of weeks later, that's when we met. When you were also doing dance, when we were also rehearsing.
Yeah.
And Arthur recognized you because you worked with Mashirika before.
Yeah, no, actually, because Arthur was the reason why I went to Mashirika. Because
he was a good dancer as well.
Yeah, he was a good dancer. Because I remember him, that's actually how I met Arthur. Because we were just doing rehearsals, and then we were like, that was like the end of our workshop. And then we were just doing like a cypher, dancing, sharing with other dancers. And then Arthur just... I don't know if he made a joke, but he was like on a serious call, and then he just said, I found who I wanted. Then he came to me and he was like, bro, would you be interested to work with Mashirika? Then I was like, I don't mind, as long as it pay.
Exactly. You said work with, so
exactly.
you gotta
and
get
then
paid.
we went together at the Mashirika studio when he was here. You see, like Remera going to Canada.
I know the place.
Yes.
Yeah,
and then
it's where near KFC is right now.
Exactly.
It's like near the place.
That's the first time I met Hope, the owner of Mashirika, and everyone, and different artists. And then we even worked with Miss Chanel. That's when I met Ariane Muhire. And then, we like did a gig and performed, and after...
It wasn't bad. Yeah,
it wasn't bad because I was young in the game, and that was actually
problem
my
is everyone. That's what everybody was getting. Even the people who are old in the game. Yeah, they were getting 40K. And it's part of why I love Mashirika, man. They gave us all platforms. I was there. The good thing about me, I never really stuck in one place. I was like
a freelancer just going around.
Exactly, because I was just a young artist looking for opportunities. Hope found me in church. Yeah. My brother was in Mashirika, but I had never gone to Mashirika. One time we do this play in church. It was funny, it was nice, and it's like, I've been looking for a little boy, you should come. You should actually, I was with my boys, like, you should bring him. Yeah. You should bring this. He was calling me Junior at the time. Bring Junior. I'm like, Junior, So it was awesome. Me, I wasn't even doing it for the money at the time. You'll give me 40K, I would do 2 gigs, get 80K. I would probably buy some clothes, pay my own school fees. I was in primary school when I was, doing that with Mashirika. It was beautiful, man. Yeah. But when I started working for money, Mashirika is not just a place. I go when I want to work for money. When I want money, like real money, That's why I told you, man, that was it. That was just 40K, man. That's
Yeah.
just like taking care of your needs or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he paid my school fees at the time, so I'm grateful. But even if they call me right now, I would not really charge them because it's Mashirika, man.
Exactly.
This, Mashirika issue. Yeah. But if they got money,
Who says no to money?
Exactly, yeah. But if they're like, yo, Babu, come help us out, we don't have anything, for all time's sake, I'll rush them, man.
So, okay, now let's go back and go. So, when you met Arthur and Michael and everyone,
Yeah, man.
how did your career as a comedian start? With Comedy Night, how did you guys?
You start off your podcast saying you grew up in a Muslim family.
Yeah.
And whatever. I had the name Babu. It's kind of like Arabic in a way.
Yeah.
But it's me, I grew up in a Christian family. And, going to church. And most of my talents, I was actually a very shy boy growing up. But most of my talents were unlocked in church.
Yeah.
When I moved from Kenya. Actually, when I moved from Kenya, I had transitioned from a Christian to a Muslim. Yeah. I told my friend, I used to look at the mosque. I'm like, what happens in there? I wonder what goes on inside there. So one time I speak to the sheikh, I think the guy who was running the mosque at the time.
Yeah.
He was a very cool guy, and I speak to him like, yo, I want to get in there. Is it okay if I get in and have a quick look? He's like, no, you only get in there if you are a Muslim.
Really?
That's what he told me. He's like, well, I've always wanted to be a Muslim. She said, really? Is it really true? I'm like, yeah, man, I wonder what it takes. For me, I think I really want to be a Muslim. It's like, okay, what's your name? I'm like, we have to find you a new name, a new Muslim. I'm like, I have to find a name? Like, yeah. Like, you're a new person, so you're going to have a new Muslim name, Arabic name. But it doesn't have to be different than the one you have. What's your name? John. You'll be called Yahya. That's what he told me. And I had my friend right there, and he was, I think, Joseph. I don't remember the name that they gave, but it was Yoshua. I don't know, man. I don't remember. But we made the transition. I got to enter the mosque a few times. I got to see what's going on in there. Just mimicking them. And then when I moved to Rwanda,
because how old were you when
I
you
was
moved
like
to Rwanda?
9 or 10 years. 9. I was 9. I was almost turning 10.
Yeah.
And then, but the reason I moved is because mom was like, you go there and study French. Grew up in Kenya, man. You go and study French, your English is good. By 9, 10 years, I would speak, fluently. Actually, in my family, whenever we'd have guests or visitors, they were amazed how this little kid can speak English.
Yeah.
My mom used to call me like, Babu, kuja hapa, ongea Kiingereza. And I start speaking English in front of like uncles from the village and I don't know, aunties and grandmas, and they were fascinated and they would clap and they'll be like, wow. I'm like, what? This is just something normal. And then mom is like, yo, you just go and study French. It's not too late. I think you have some English. Your dad is living in Rwanda now. You go and then you study French. So when I came here, they're like, yeah, I studied. Actually, up to now, I don't know French. Okay, I know a couple lyrics.
Comment ça va?
Ça va bien.
Nice.
I know those things. I know the accent. I try to maneuver, but I don't really feel comfortable knowing it. But anyways, I went to church.
Yeah.
Church is where I, learned to be free. Met this guy called George. He was a Kenyan director. Because he was from Kenya and we were from Kenya, it was even easier and whatever. But he was this guy he's an encourager, man.
Yeah.
In this life, there are two types of people. China as an artist, in my view, there's a critic, then there's an encourager. There's this person who will always encourage you, and there are these people who will always criticize you.
Exactly.
If you do
have
good,
both sides.
exactly, yeah. And most people choose or subconsciously they choose wakisanga. They just find themselves they're criticizing you or they're encouraging you. This guy was an encourager, no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter if it's like Manzi Mbaya, you are going to swim. You're like, I've never swum before in my life. Like, no, Manzi, you don't understand, man. You have this in you.
You are born to swim.
You are born to swim. You've seen other people swimming, right? Yeah, if they can do it, you can do it. There's no difference between them and you. And bro, you would go in there and you would swim, man.
Yeah.
And you just come out and you're like, what? How the hell have I done this? And that was the type of person that George was. And when I performed, he gave me he was the director of the theater thing at the time. When he gave me a role, the first line I said, people laughed. It was a weird scene where we ended up going to hell, me and my dad. But at least people were laughing about it, and it was, a scary, this religious Christian thing about heaven and hell and whatever. Some people even cried, whatever. But at the beginning, it was kind of funny, and I did not know what was making it funny. He told me, "You're a comedian. You can do comedy." I'm like, "What?" Like, you can do comedy. You don't understand, man. When comedy is just within you, like, it's there. I can see it. You're not seeing it yet, but I can see it. I'm 10 years old. And I'm like, okay, if you say so. I'm like, all right, man, that's cool. So my brother was an actor. I believe that, okay, my bro can do it, man. Maybe I can also do it. A couple years in, I'm popular in church. I've done theater plays. And
which church was that?
It's CLA, Christian Life Assembly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Tama, yeah. So I've done, and the good thing is it was an international kind of church. Church for international people. Like, you're in Rwanda, you're from abroad, you're in English. It was an English speaking church. You're from Nigeria, you're from Canada, you're from US, you're from wherever. You're visiting. You're just here. You don't have a church to go to. You can't go to the local church because you don't understand Kinyarwanda.
Yeah.
That was the place for you to go, and we had made it our home because we would speak English there. It was just, it was awesome. You'd network, you'd meet people. They liked what we do. We liked them liking us, so we kept on doing it.
Nice. And
then one time, Celeste and George, they're like, we can make this thing bigger. We can do shows. We already do it for church people here. They love it. We can, because every week we would do something funny in service, and they would know and they would expect it.
Nice.
We know the pastor is going to preach about this, and then during the week we meet, we prepare something funny, we act it out before the pastor. We make people laugh. The pastor comes. Yeah, it was always funny. It was always good. It was creative. It was nice, and I was doing it. I was loving it. No lie. He's like, I have a couple guys. We'll start doing shows. Now, those couple guys were after in Mashirika, because George and Selo, my older brother, were in Mashirika. So we ended up setting up a meeting between those guys called the Comedy Nights. They were a theater group that had turned into comedians. And we were supposed to mix with these church boys and see if we can start doing comedy.
Yeah. And
we met up with them. They done like 2 shows, and they were not good, and they were trying to even recruit more comedians because they found out we have more actors than comedians. A comedian can act, but it's kind of tricky for some actors to be comedians. Yeah, some just serious, so they like to get into their role, but bringing out the funny, not really. So it's like, we need more comedians. We met with them with Michael. We're like, let's do a show. We showed them what we had. They loved some jokes. They're like, these ones, we performed them. We went there, we did our first show. 20 people.
At the church?
No, this is issue now.
This is issue.
This is after church. We realized we are bigger than church.
Yeah.
We have done the church. It's beautiful. Now let's do it out there. We met up with the authors and whatever, because they are not doing comedy.
And that was before you guys created the comedy nights.
Yeah, actually they had yeah, they had the comedy nights. It was a theater group.
So
how that happened is,
who was comedy nights?
How that happened was, Arthur went to watch a theater play at Isho Art Center.
Yeah.
And he was watching the play. It's called Bene Mugabumwe. There were some scenes that I think were funny or something.
Yeah.
People were laughing in the hall, in the theater play. He loved the ambience, the mood. It's like people are laughing in here. Like, imagine if we do a show where it's only comedy.
Yeah.
Like, only comedy here at Isho Art Center. We get in people like this. We go on stage, we just do comedy instead of theater. And at that point, he spoke with the guys who were doing the theater play afterwards. Okay. So Arthur felt the mood was great in the theater. People were laughing. He's like, we need more of this.
Yeah.
Let's do, a show where people have just come like this and they just laugh. Only laughter. No theater, just comedy. So he went talk to the theater guys. The Wene Wugawunge take group, the theater group. And they were like, okay, let's try it. And then the last Friday of that same month, they organized the show. Few people came. They organized another one. But then there was this feeling among the guys that, this comedy thing, it's not working. Like the other theater, the acting thing was better and whatever. This stand-up thing, it's the jokes. They're even doing some sketches. People are not really feeling it. So artists like, let's recruit comedians. These guys are actors. Most of them are actors. They are not comedians. We need comedians. And then he overheard my brother and George, the Kenyan director, in Mashirika. They were in Mashirika, and my brother and George were speaking about how we will organize our first comedy show outside of church. Artists like, you guys are gonna do a comedy show? Like, well, we have some kids over there at church, crazy dudes, man, crazy kids. We want to do something, man, some comedy thing. We just want to try it. And then artists like, me, I've been with my guys and whatever. We've been doing some shows. Actually, we've done like 2, but we need more comedians. It's like, how about we come together and see if we can make something happen? So we scheduled a meeting. I went there. Arthur was not around for that meeting. Michael was, and Jerome. And I did not know Michael or Jerome at this point. So I came. Michael came late, and I had this huge voice. I was very small, very tiny, but I had this huge voice, bass. Man, I don't know where the bass went, man. It used to scare me sometimes.
Your voice, huh?
Huge voice. And I was speaking, no. And then Michael was coming from behind, and he thought it was my older brother who was speaking, because, Silo is quite huge. And then, but when he got there, he saw my older brother is just keeping quiet. The rest of the guys, I'm the one who's the smallest guy in the group with the hugest voice. And then I did not know him at the time. And then he's like, what the hell is wrong with your voice, man? Like, that's the first thing he said. And then like, yo, you're late. And then whatever. I'm like, who's this guy? I don't know, this dude is coming here, tell me about my voice. I'm like, who the hell are you?
And that was Michael.
That was Michael. And that's how we met. And we spoke about whatever. Then Michael was looking at us like, we need to see what they have. Because we are trusting these other guys, but they're not really comedians. Maybe these guys are also just actors from church.
Because you guys were like at the same time auditioning.
Exactly.
In front of Michael.
So they're like, you need to audition. You need to show us what you got. So we are like, cool, man. So we put up, we like, yo, we got some funny stuff from church. The first one, it wasn't as funny as we thought it was. Maybe because they weren't into Jesus as much. But we went on, we did other sketches. We fell on one called The Belt. That thing, it hit them. It hit them hard, man. It's just a sketch of me and George going up to, it starts us, we're pretending as if we are at a urinal. Just trying to pee. And then one is trying to look at the other, one is looking at the other one. It's just actions, whatever. And then we turn around. And then we face the audience. The audience is like the mirror. You know where the mirror is, and you know where you're washing your hands. And as we pretend like we're all washing our hands, one is like, I saw yours, by the way.
And you guys are strangers talking to
Very
each other.
pathetic. Yeah. I was like, what do you mean pathetic? Have you seen yours? Yeah, that black thing. What? Black? Yeah, they said the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Oh my
you don't
God.
know. This one was given to me by my grandfather. No wonder it's old. You have a brown thing. Brown
Oh my God.
thing? You don't know where it came from. Mine has 6 holes. Mine has 8 holes. What? Yours is fake. It's even written on made in China. So we go ahead and
Yeah.
we are going back and forth about this. Like, what? How do you dare insult mine? It is my father's gift. Father's gift.
I will not
We show
disappoint
them.
my grandfather.
Do we show them? Let's show them.
Yeah.
Because as we said, the audience is shocked, of course. They're like, what
yeah.
the hell is going on with these people? And they're like, should we show these people? Should we show them? Let us show them, and then we decide who has the bigger, the better one. Right? We show you. People are like, no. Like, let's show them. So we go, we remove paper, and then we show them the belt. We remove our belts. You see, 6 holes, 8 holes, black.
And then people realize,
and people realize, oh,
we are actually
it's-
dirty minded.
Yeah, thank you. They're talking about the belt all this time, and then we leave the stage, in disagreement. Like, mine is
one.
better. And
Yeah.
we just did that. They just cut. They're like, this is it.
This is the guys we were looking for.
This is what we want. This is crazy. They got like, oh my goodness, they changed because they thought we were like some messed up actors or whatever. And then they saw the potential we had. So we did a couple shows together. We got to know each other better. Other people came in at some point. But we just kept on growing. But the more we grew, the less we were in number, because when we joined we were like 30, over 30, but the more we performed, less money, basically nobody in the audience. We were more backstage than we were at the audience. So it was just messed up. And I remember Arthur used to tell us, if you finish performing, go to the audience and sit down and become a fan. So you finish your performance, go and cheer on the other people, so that we have more people, more laughter, more,
It's like brotherhood supporting each other.
Yeah, so you'd get off stage and then you go to the audience and then you'd support, your very own. And it was very fun to do it, of course. And then, but people were like, this thing is going nowhere. The 30, it didn't take much. Within like a month or 2, we were down to 6. And ever since then, it's just been the 6. It's been the 6 for like another 5 years. So after one time, Arthur was like, this thing is real, so I'm gonna go to RDB. We're gonna set up a company. We're gonna do this. We're gonna register. We're gonna be serious. And we're like, yeah, let's do it. So after we did it, he was the CEO. Michael, I think, was the CEO, and whatever was the secretary. There's this weird thing is you go at RDB, and you fill up, but it's still valid to this day. So we go there, and then after everything is set up, we're like, we're doing this. Me, I realized at that moment, I'm like, this is something I'm gonna do actually for a while, because I just appreciated. I didn't care that it was 20 people, 15 people, 10 people at times in the audience. I was so happy that something I created, my creation, was being appreciated.
Because you loved what you were doing at the same time.
Yeah, if I did a joke and I've been preparing this joke, and at the end of the month, 2 people came and I performed that joke and the 2 people laughed, bro. That's all I needed, man.
Exactly.
I did not need a stadium or like perform in front of 1,000 people. That hall had 300 people. At some point, I felt like the 300 was a crazy amount of people. But that was not what I wanted at the time. What I wanted was like, am I really do it? Is this really something I can do? Or am I just wasting my time doing this comedy? But when people are laughing, people are appreciating slowly. And it started getting bigger. And one time we did a show, 100 people came. And it was like 5 months in. Isho saw us. They're like, these guys are getting better. So they use their newsletter. They had like people who are subscribed to their emails and whatever, who love art.
Yeah.
So they invited them and they came around, and the show was beautiful, man. It was awesome. People loved it, and we started just taking, and those 100 people, 200, 300, before we knew it, that little hall, okay, that big hall was little, okay, and then when we were starting to really find our mojo, everyone is like, this comedy night thing is becoming crazy. Show closed down.
From Kachiro.
Yeah, we tend to find out that this place is going to be no more.
Yeah.
And what was the home of artists is no longer gonna be.
Yeah, because I remember also on our part,
Yeah.
when they told us, Isho, they're gonna renovate the house, so Isho is gonna be moving. Yeah, we were all wondering, okay. Yeah, because I remember when they were closing that issue at Center Kachiru, you know, for us also on our side, that's when we started to ask ourselves, so what's gonna happen, man? So we used to come here for shows. Where are we going to be going, you know? So
it's crazy, man. It was so hard, man.
Yeah.
You know, and we went to a couple of different places. It was very, very hard to find another place to perform because they would charge us money first. You know, each show would help out the artists. It would be like, you just come here, do your show, and then from the amount that you have, we'll take like a percentage from it, like 20%, like 30%. It depends on the deal that you have with them. Mostly for us, it was 30%. We'll do everything for free. And then what we get from the door, even if it's 1,000, we'll give them 300. So that's how it was, man. So, but we fought, you know, we bounced back. It was hard, but we bounced back. We started doing, that's when Arthur joined radio. Yeah. And we were like, wow, that's awesome. That was a good move. And it even opened up more doors for us, for him, but even for us as well, because, you know, we were working together and comedy was now heard every day of the week.
Exactly.
On mainstream media.
Because he was helping you guys to have a big audience and also a big platform.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And we were like, let's help this guy get as much content as he can, because people need to. We don't have time for comedy to be heard. Someone to hear comedy and they're like, that's not something good. You know, that's something fake. Yeah. So he would even use most of our jokes. We're like, it's fine as long as, because we saw if he shines, the whole industry is going to be shining. You know, it was nothing to be selfish about.
And I feel like that's what happened also, because I mean, I met Arthur before he becomes a big comedian. So I saw you guys growing, you know, and when I see the comedy industry right now, there's some struggles, but really comedy is here, because everyone, if you say I am a comedian, everyone understands, and there is that respect of comedians. Also, I think also Arthur and you guys, shout out to you guys, because all of you guys, I feel like you have pushed so much to make this comedy industry grow.
True. We pushed and we got so much hate from our own people, man. Like, it was crazy.
How is that?
From Rwandans. They're like, what? Making a Rwandan laugh? Rwandans don't laugh. And you know, at the time, you mentioned it yourself in your intro. Like, urban culture wasn't really respected or widely accepted.
Exactly, yeah.
In the Rwandan society. So it was challenging to say now that, you know, you want to do comedy. You know, if you wanted to sing, you wanted to dance, they'll be like, you know, this is, exactly, you see that. But now it's saying exactly, but now saying comedy, that was like a whole different type of crazy. It's like, who the hell would think about making a Rwandan laugh? And now making them pay so that they come and laugh. Actually, that was the joke. That will be their joke. The audacity that you have, that to think that you can make a Rwandan laugh, that would make them laugh. But if you give them your jokes, they'll probably be like, even if it's funny, they'll be like, I'm not gonna show that I am laughing. You see that there. But the good thing is, we got artists, some international people that were starting to love us so much, and we were doing shows for them, and we started leaning into English, French, and some little Kinyarwanda. Till it started becoming a problem. You're not using a lot of Kinyarwanda in your shows.
I remember that.
You remember that? Because why? The Rwandan people were not embracing what we were doing. And we have all these people from the region, from all over the world that are here, and they love this. Maybe they've seen it at their home, maybe they've seen it somewhere else, but they recognize it and they love it for what it is.
And they were the ones joining the shows, supporting you guys. And you guys felt like using English was more easier than using Kinyarwanda because your audience was more.
True. Exactly. If you're doing a show in Serena Hotel, because you have to pay 2 million
to rent the space.
You have another like 1.5 or another 2 million for the sound, light, stage, the people who are going to set it up, the whatever the designs. That's like 4 million already. Now, if you do a show and you get like, I don't know, 2,000 people, 1,000 people that have paid 5K, that's how much? That's 5 million.
Yeah.
And then subtract the expenses of 4 million and something, because you have to also count the transports, the hidden cost, whatever it is. At the end of the day, you find like you've worked, after you've paid off everything, you found you've worked for like 300k, 200k, but you've done a big show. Then you pass by, people are like, hey man, you guys, you're eating money, you're eating money,
you guys are rich.
But to get the 1,000 people who can pay 5,000 for comedy,
I think that was a big step for you guys also. Yeah.
So we did that. We went to the region, we performed in Uganda, Kenya, the biggest comedian
in Burundi also.
We started the comedy industry in Burundi actually. Because Mike was Burundian, he always wanted to do that. He grew up with this guy called Chijinji.
Because I've been also following Kigingi as well.
Exactly. If you ask, I hope you get to talk to him one day. He'll tell you, man, the first time he went on stage, comedy night show, comedy night in Burundi. It's the first time, actually the first show we went to do. He came to the show and tickets were sold out, and they're like, well, there's no one else who's entering.
Imagine.
And he got stuck outside Kigingi. And then the show was so big, it was so successful, and actually it was not Institut Français had this policy: if everyone is seated, down to 300 people in the hall, if everyone is seated, we're not letting anyone else in. So, but the show had, created some buzz. A lot of people wanted to come, like 150 people were stuck outside. So we're like, we need to do another show.
Because already you guys had a name back in Kigali. So
exactly.
I'm not surprised Burundi, that you guys attracted Burundian people from... Because it was in Bujumbura, right?
Yeah, Bujumbura, 2012. It's 2012, 2013. So we went there, we did a show the next day. Kigingi didn't make it. It was at some bar called Vuvuzela. After that, we did 2 shows in 2 days. It was epic, bro. It was nice. Burundian people showed us much more love than Rwandans have ever shown.
I feel like Burundians are so expressive.
Oh my goodness. These guys, they say, if you're a woman, it takes a woman 9 months to give birth, right? From pregnancy to give birth.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot go to the doctors as a woman expecting to give birth when you're not pregnant. It's only a pregnant woman that is expecting. Ubundi a fan now, if you're coming to a show, any type of event, any type of show, you need to come expecting, enjoying the show, having a good time, maybe connecting with your friends and whatever.
Yeah.
That is the spirit where I've seen it in Kenya, I've seen it in Uganda, I've seen it in Bujumbura, Burundi, but hardly in Rwanda. In Rwanda, there's these things like, they have paid, but they're like, I'm sure Manzi's not gonna dance well today. You come to the show, you've paid, you're like, I'm sure the music is going to be messed up. And you're actually hoping for a bad show.
It's like there is not that trust to your own for your own people, they don't trust you.
Exactly.
That Babu, you can make them laugh, or you
yeah.
can maybe entertain them on the level they want.
Man.
But if it's a Kenyan, they're expecting that.
Expecting that. And we've had so many, we've performed, Kansime at some point was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
We performed on the same stage. And that's the good thing I love about, I'm so grateful, man. And that made me so humble.
Yeah.
Because at such a young age, when I was 15, I was watching Eric Omondi on TV on Churchill. When I was 17, I was performing with him on stage in Kigali. The first time he had it was 2014, I think.
Yeah.
Comedy. And I was performing on stage. I'm like, this is the guy I've been seeing. And when Kansime was here, I'm like, what? I was like 18 years old. And I'm there and looking. I'm like, I'm here with Kansime, man. And this is like the top.
Exactly.
Everyone is there.
They've been walking for years.
Thank you, man. For years. And here I'm a young kid. And I'm sharing the stage. And I'm not even doing badly. You see that? So it got... And there's this thing people say, your idols become rivals.
Yeah.
When you meet your idol, they're not who you thought they are or whatever. I don't care about that. I don't give a damn about that.
Yeah.
Me, I was just grateful to be part of that experience. And to say career-wise, by the time I was 20, I had a one-man show.
Yeah.
And now Game of Jokes.
Because your show was in Serena.
Exactly. It was also in Serena Hotel. Man, I wore like 2 suits.
And that was the picture with your dad also.
That's
nice. You guys gonna see it in the animation of the show. Yeah.
I love my dad, man. My dad is a supportive parent. He has found me on stage a couple times. That was the second time. The first time was in 2015. Rooftop KCT. It was my birthday. They had surprised me, during the show. Riderman performed, but my dad came up on stage, and everyone was laughing, man. This guy was just cracking people up. So when I was doing my one-man show, I was like, "Yo, Dad, you gotta come, man. You gotta come. Let's do something together." And he's like, "Yo, bro, my son, if you need me, I'll be there." And it's that time. Even back at Isho, he used to come and watch our shows. When we got comfortable, when the 100 people started coming in, 200 people started, I used to, give them tickets, family, come.
Nice.
They used to come, they support, they see where it's at, they see where it is, they whatever.
Very nice.
And he always knew this is what his son is going to do. And until now, he's still supported.
That's nice. Because I feel like it's very important for also young people who are going through that journey of becoming creatives, or comedians. When you have a support, if you're lucky to have parents, when you have a support of your parents, I feel like it gives you more motivations.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's less distraction anyways. Because most of the creatives I know, they had this battle between their parents.
Exactly.
And them,
all of us.
and their dream. And I'm glad I'm not part of that. I'm just not. But I've experienced it through my friends, through the parents of my friends, and them thinking that I am part of the people who are luring their children into, stupidity or something bad. Like wasting their life or something. Yeah. And yet at my home, my parents see it and they understand it and they encourage it. Not everyone in my house is an artist. Everyone has whatever it is that they're doing. But he looked at me and said, if this is what you want to do it. Yeah. Why? His father, my grandfather, wanted him to be a doctor. My grandfather was a doctor, refugee camps or whatever. But he's like, my son will be a specialized doctor. Will become better than I was. That was him. And when my dad came, he was smart, he was doing well in school, but he just did not like medicine. He hated the hospital with everything that he had in him. He wanted to do something else. So he got forced, studied, Nyuma Aviva. Later in life, he's like, no, he did what he had to do, but then he made the first like, my children will do whatever it is that they want to do. I'll not force them to do what I want them to do. So I'm glad that happened, man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pass it on with my children as well.
Exactly. Because I feel like sometimes I'm not a parent yet, but I feel like parents sometimes they think they have to do everything for their kids because they have so much love that they think maybe they're in control of everything. But sometimes me as a son, I feel like you can't be in control of everything because you don't know what your son or your daughter is going to become. And when you watch them grow, they are babies, but they grow, they become
their own
journey, right?
their own journey,
exactly.
true.
So they have to be the ones to decide for their destiny, because if you decide
and you
for
help them and guide them
exactly
true.
So I don't think we have so much time. We've been really having a nice journey and talking so much much that happened in the past. And
but anyways, man,
yeah,
just to wind things up, everything was going good. Like comedy nights, we lost about like $50,000 because of COVID, man.
Yeah,
the projects that we had, everything we're doing, but still optimistic. We know we can we can lose 50,000 and make 500,000. You know,
I mean, what can't kill you make you stronger,
exactly,
right? Because I saw you guys had a show of traveling.
Yeah, tour. Yeah,
I saw that.
Yeah, we had some deals, and we had some deals with we had some stuff to do in Burundi as well, and around the region. Some very nice, lucrative tours or whatever outside of Africa, going international, whatever.
Yeah,
deals we had running that had to be stopped. There's no more shows now.
Yeah.
But that's just maybe an opportunity for us to go back to the drawing board and figure out how to still do what we were doing, but in a different way.
Exactly. In this pandemic.
In this pandemic, how can we, or even 5 years from now, what if
things maybe continue like this, or they get
worse? Yeah, exactly.
You never know.
We need to be prepared.
Exactly.
I've been to Nairobi 2018. I performed in KICC, the convention center, Kenyatta International Convention Center. 5,000 people is the biggest crowd I've performed to date. But
that's a lot.
Yeah, but what if we don't get that chance anymore?
Yeah,
you can get 5,000 people or 20,000 people in a stadium, but you can get millions online.
Exactly.
You see that?
And what we were maybe thinking would be bad, maybe can be a positive thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
True that. Yes.
Always finding solutions.
Yeah. We need to always find solutions.
Yeah. So thank you so much, my brother. I think we have talked about a lot of your journey and also my journey connecting to you.
Actually, before we leave, people should know that the one listening to the podcast should know that you tried to be a stand-up comedian.
Oh, you know that.
You came and you auditioned.
Exactly.
For comedy night. What happened? Why did you come back?
I mean, guys, we didn't talk about that. But I remember talking to, is it Michael?
Michael, yeah.
Yeah. And then I told him, because I felt like, I mean, I was still searching myself. I was doing dance, I was doing theater, and then I was like, let me just give it a shot and try to see if I can do stand-up comedy. But then when I came, I thought maybe, because I feel like sometimes being a stand-up comedian, you can improvise, but it's something that you have to script. You have to prepare, you know. And I didn't prepare. But it was an amazing audition. But then after that, I felt like, I don't know, I felt like dance took me so much. And then, that was just a period of me trying to find myself.
Dance did to you what comedy did to me.
Exactly. So I found myself choosing dance.
Yeah. So you went for the other letter. Instead of C, you chose D. You know, because comedy
exactly.
is, C.
Oh, I had two letters, C and D.
Like,
then I choose D.
I prefer the D.
Yeah.
Awesome. Man.
Exactly.
But it was a great thing.
Yeah, man. It's been a long journey, and you are here as comedian, and I'm here as a dancer and a creative person. We are all artists.
Creatives,
and
true.
Man, it's been nice having you in our studio, and really thank you so much for being here with me and sharing your journey with me in the Journey podcast. And thank you so much for people listening. I really, really love your support, because we all need your support. Without you guys, we are nothing. And please really comment and share your ideas, your comments on what you think. And if you guys want to know more about Babu, it's Babu John Instagram. Yeah, then you get to follow him if you want to hit the DM Instagram, and talk about Facebook. Business.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Talk about business, or if you're a beautiful chick, just hit my DM.
Because he's single and he's searching.
You can also search for me.
All right. It's Babu Joe. Exactly. You already know. So you are listening to the number one podcast in the country, the Journey podcast, hosted by me, Manzi Mbaya. And I'm very excited that we get to share this journey with Babu Joe. So see you again to the next episode. Yeah, much love, guys. Big up to you. This was dope, man.
Yeah, because time was restricting.